Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on an Audi B9 A4 2.0T. I'm going to be using the oil extractor method so that I can do everything from the top side. For this, you will need an oil extractor, a 32mm socket, a torque wrench, 5.5 quarts of oil, an oil filter, and I would also recommend having shop rags and disposable gloves on hand so that you can keep everything nice and tidy. The engine cover, there's 4 grommets. It's easiest to just kind of rock it out. So this looks like a dipstick, but it is not. It is actually just for this purpose of vacuuming out the oil. It's just this little plastic piece. Do not lose this. I'm gonna take the oil cap off, but then leave it in its place just so no dust or debris can get in there. All right, so we're gonna stick this down and get it to the bottom and then pull up just 1/4 of an inch or so. Then we will start sucking out the oil. While that's going, I'm going to remove the filter itself. You're going to need a 32mm socket. Now this next part might be a little messy, so I'm just going to preemptively put down shop rags from the filter to the bucket that I'm putting the filter into. And there we've got the housing, so I'll get the filter out and then place that there. So to get the gasket off with a pick tool or a flathead screwdriver, just pry around it, take it off, put it with the old filter. Then we're gonna grab our new filter. We'll put it in the housing itself. And we'll grab our new gasket. With my already oily gloves, lube the gasket up so that it goes and seats nicely. All right, now we're gonna take our filter, just spin it on by hand, making sure it lines up with the spring in the bottom. It is 18.5 foot-pounds, or it's written right on top of here, 25.5 Newton meters. So once you start hearing this sound of the water going through a drain, that's when you know you're basically at the end of what you are going to be able to extract. So it means that we're good and empty. If you want, you can let it sit for another, say, 10 minutes and try extracting some more. All right, so now that we've sucked it all out, we'll take this tube out. We will replace that plug that we took out earlier. And makes a good seal. So these cars take 5.5 quarts of oil. These are 5.28 and 1.06. So what I'm actually gonna do is just add this one big jug to get us to roughly 5.3, check the level, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, and then add from this one as necessary. So that's the big jug down, put the oil cap on. Because of the way that these cars measure the oil level, you actually have to, after an oil change, drive around and let the car sit for a while so that that sensor can read the new data. So I'm going to go ahead, close the hood, go drive around for a minute, come back, let the car sit for a few minutes, and then show you how to check through the multimedia interface the oil level and ensure that you have enough, and then how to add more and recheck it as necessary. All right, so with our foot off the brake pedal, we're going to hit the start button. Then we're going to go into the vehicle information through the infotainment. We will go down to service and checks, then to oil level. And here you can see we're not at the max mark, so we're gonna add a little bit more from that extra bottle, but you're gonna stop just shy of the maximum mark, and then you should be good to go. Again, to check this, you're gonna have to drive around, so for the first day or so afterwards, I would just say keep that extra 1-liter jug in the car and add as necessary. And then for the last step, we're going to go into vehicle again. We're going to go to service and checks. Then we're going to go to service intervals, reset the oil change, and there we go.